Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today is a very special day for me. I have officially completed my PGY1 residency for pharmacy, which is absolutely insane. That is crazy. And today is our graduation party celebration type thing. So I'm gonna do like a kind of like a, that's not the drawer I want to open, it's down here. I want to do kind of like a get ready with me type of deal. Oh wait, it's over here. Clearly my brain's not in the right place right now. Kind of want to do like a get ready with me, kind of talk about residency, I don't know, just fun stuff. I have a microphone here because my bathroom has an automatic fan that goes on that's activated by motion. And so I like hope that this is like not, or it's picking up more of my voice and less of the fan rather than like my phone that's all the way over there. So we'll see. I'm using heat protectant, obviously. But I'm gonna curl my hair and we're gonna have a little chit chat. And it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I can't believe it's already been a year. Like a whole entire year has passed pretty much. I started residency Monday, I think it was June 16th. And then I finished, well, my last day of rotation was actually 2 days ago. It was on Tuesday, the 10th. I was like, I don't even know what today is. I have to use these heat protectant gloves because I get too scared to just do like a hair curler without protection. Listen, I'm a child. But yeah, I finished technically June 10th, though maybe I should actually charge my watch. Technically though, my end date is June 13th, which is tomorrow. Today is Thursday, June 12th. So that's kind of like where we're at. But yeah, it was a crazy, whoopsies, I hit the mic. It was a crazy but good ride. I am currently in my pajamas. I'm gonna get dressed after I do my hair. I did my nails 2 days ago, I think. And they're just like wine colored type of deal. I look really good right now. But yeah, I'm in my pajamas. I have an idea of what I want to wear. I'll be just like changing after I do my hair and I'm ready, but I think I'm gonna wear a dress. But yeah, I'm really excited for today actually. It's gonna be fun. A bunch of, you know, all of my work friends, all the people from work are gonna, oopsies. Oh, you know, that actually wasn't too bad. I'll take it. All the people from work are gonna be there. I made a lot of good friends actually there. Like not just my co-residents, but like actually just like, you know, people who work there, like the pharmacists and the techs and whatnot. Like I made a lot of good friends. So everyone's gonna be there to celebrate, support. We're gonna have a taco bar, which is very exciting. And there's also gonna be an ice cream float bar apparently too, which is super cool. Our RPD asked us like what we wanted for food. And us co-residents said either pizza or tacos. So they did tacos, which is pretty cool. I was kind of expecting pizza just because that's like a simple, you know, thing, which I love pizza, no hate to pizza. But it's pretty cool that we're doing something different because usually I feel like at parties and stuff, it's always pizza. So it'll be a new, fun new thing. Man, this mic is really getting pulled down. My shirt is kind of big because it's a pajama shirt. So we all made it. I have myself, obviously, and then my 3 co-residents. So we all survived, which is great. I will say residency is a lot of like hours that you put in. For us, for my program, we did a 50-hour 50 work week. That's 5 10-hour shifts, which is more than like, you know, you usually put in when you work, right? Usually you have like a 40-hour work week. However, it's not like the worst. I think that the people at my site made it really good and a great place to work. And also, Like, yeah, there was like stuff that I had to do outside of work, so I was spending like over 50 hours doing work, but it's technically not part of like work because it's like outside work, like projects and stuff, but not too bad because my program, the people are definitely the highlight. I absolutely, like, there's not one person at my site that I don't like. Like, I love everyone. And I'm kind of sad to leave. Like, I'm gonna miss them. I mean, granted, I am going on to like, you know, PGY2. Spoiler, I don't think I've announced that on the internet yet. But I'm gonna do a second year of residency at another site, and I absolutely love them too. Like, it's gonna be fantastic. But it is hard, kind of like a bittersweet feeling, leaving behind like all the people that, you know, you got so close with for a year, especially your co-residents. You've gone through a lot with them, and we have gone through a lot. For us, which is actually kind of an interesting thing, and I don't know, I guess it builds like character and like ability to adapt to situations that aren't predicted in a sense, and like flexibility and whatnot. But we did have a lot of RPDs throughout the year for my program. We had a total of 4, so it's kind of like one every quarter, almost, sort of. That's just because there was a lot of change in leadership and whatnot, but that was probably the hardest thing about residency for me, I think, was just navigating like all of the change. Like, we had different changes in RPDs. I had 3 different preceptors for my major project, which is a lot. It's a lot of people to catch up to speed with what you're doing, but all of my preceptors, fantastic. My major project just got implemented on the 3rd or the 4th, I think it was, and it was the development of a non-sterile compounding program for pediatrics and neonates, which is pretty cool. Specifically for that population. So for that, I had compounds that the previous resident 2 years ago, so not the class before me, but the class before that. Oh, that's kind of warm. That resident kind of had this as her project, where she like created a master formulation record of like compounds needed for peds and neonates. I added a little bit to that based off of feedback from our peds pharmacist. After that, basically, I got that master formulation record all approved. I updated non-sterile compounding policies and procedure documents. I had 2 of them. I did the review on them and then sent them to pharmacy leadership, who did the final review and published them. And then I worked with the EPIC team. We use EPIC at our hospital. I worked with the EPIC team to build the compounding and repackaging records for those and the smart text for those, and basically everything you need to like order those compounds. It was a really good experience, and it was kind of cool because a lot of it overlapped with my informatics rotation that I did, just the time period of it. So I was able to, like, as part of that rotation, implement like a lot of my project stuff, which is pretty cool. Kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I did a lot of projects throughout the year too. I'm not gonna remember all of them. There was a lot of projects, like besides my major project what I did. I did a couple of like MUEs, which are medication use evaluations, monographs to go along with those, or separately. I did like a standalone monograph too. Just kind of talking about a drug, its utility, cost, usage, formulary status, like all that fun stuff. I did a formulary drug class review. I had anti-gout medications. My co-residents and I each had like a different class, obviously. So we got through all of us, we got 4 different classes reviewed and done. And then we presented our findings to the FMT, which is formulary management team. I had to do 2 CEs throughout the year too. The first one, I did 1 in the first half of the year and 1 in the second half of the year. The first one I did was the aspiration pneumonia, whether you need anaerobic coverage or not in aspiration pneumonia, the studies behind that, kind of going over the data. Spoiler alert, the answer is no. Usually or typically, adding anaerobic coverage for aspiration pneumonia. Oh, there's a straight piece of hair right there. leads to more side effects, like increased side effects with antibiotic use, with decreased, like, with similar outcomes, basically. So current evidence shows that you don't need it, which is pretty cool. Got to do a lot of de-escalation throughout the year with that, like messaging doctors who ordered, right, like anaerobic coverage. It was actually in my ICU rotation that I did an intervention, or like the most notable, I think, intervention related with this. ICU, we have a lot of like direct contact, like face-to-face with providers. A lot of the time for other rotations, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's like more message-based, or like telephone-based, like not face-to-face. But ICU, it's very much face-to-face based. And so I was able to kind of talk with that provider about like the evidence and the studies, and I sent her a link to like a chest article that was published there, and overall was able to get the patient's antibiotics de-escalated, which is pretty cool, showing, you know, the impact of pharmacists in healthcare. Kind of getting hungry. I didn't eat breakfast yet. I'm probably gonna have something small so I can eat at the party. I have like a pastry out there that I'm gonna eat, which I'm pretty excited about. But what else can I talk about as for residency? I'm so sorry. My hair is like all over the microphone right now. Not the best, not the most optimal. We can talk about the rotations I went through. So I don't know how many I did. Math is hard. Well, my residency program is split up into like 4 week rotation blocks, and then also longitudinal rotations throughout. So for the longitudinal ones throughout, we had 4 that were like on a rotating basis, if that makes any sense. So they're each 12 weeks long. Let's see. So first I had medication safety. So I got to do like some ISMP stuff, present something to a committee, like a medication safety committee. And it's mainly made up of like nurses and pharmacists pretty much for that committee. And then the next longitudinal, the next 12-week block, I had stewardship. So that's when I did like a dalbavancin MUE, and I helped work with like the free drug program. And those were like the 2 main activities that I did. Then that was mid-year, which mid-year was super awesome at that point. Like if you haven't seen my vlog for mid-year, I'd recommend checking that out. I'll link it in the corner if I remember to do so, and also the description box below. But mid-year was super fun. We went to New Orleans and ate a lot of great food. Went to conferences, or I guess a conference, and went to different like speaker events, went to our residency showcase. I went to PGY1 residency showcases as well. It was a great time, lots of bonding with my co-residents. And then, let's see, after mid-year, then my next longitudinal was management. So I did some like policy and procedure work. I helped with like crash carts. I think that was kind of a long, yeah, that was a really curly piece. I was on that hair for a really long time. Whoopsies! But I did some work with crash carts, like maintaining a log for that policy procedure work. That's mainly it for that rotation, I feel like. Some topic discussions here and there too about management. And then my most recent longitudinal that I just completed is formulary and drug use. So our FDCR, or formulary drug class review that I did, falls into that, though that was like not just, it was like kind of more like a, not year round, but it was longer. It was like from November to April that I did that. So that was my last one, so I did that as a big component of it. I also did a methadone MUE as well, which was the big thing of the rotation. Also had some like topic discussions and smaller things, but that was the main part of that one. So those were my longitudinals. For my I keep saying that. For my 4-week blocks, I started off, well, with orientation, obviously, and then I think I had pharmacy practice management after that. So that's like getting used to verification, like when you're a new pharmacist, like as soon as basically orientation is our period we have to get licensed, and it's preferable to get licensed before your pharmacy practice rotation starts, because your pharmacy practice rotation is like learning how to be like a charge pharmacist essentially. So you're sitting in the pit is what we call it in central, and you're verifying orders, answering phone calls, like all of that good stuff. So you kind of need to be like a pharmacist, because as an intern, you can do a lot of things under the supervision of a pharmacist. However, one thing you cannot do under no circumstances, verify an order. That is something only pharmacists can do. So it's kind of hard to do that on a rotation when you aren't a pharmacist yet. So it's preferable to be licensed by that point. Otherwise, they might have to switch around some things for you. But it works out anyways, so it's fine if you aren't. Then I had general medicine after. So it was a nice introduction, like, you know, a lot of things that you're gonna see basically on that rotation. Then I think I had post-surg next, post-surgical. So lots of antibiotics, lots of post-surgery patients. Makes sense why you'd see like a lot of antibiotics. That was a huge floor. There's a lot of patients on that floor. So that was a fun one. It's also a very late shift. Well, late for me. I'm used to like 7 to 5:30, right? That one was 11 to 9:30. So late in my books, I would say. And then I had my first peds NICU rotation after that, which was great. I loved it. Got some exposure with peds chemo as well, which was pretty cool. And then I think my last one was cardio. Last one as in like for the first half of the year. Then starting off with the second half of the year, I don't remember. What did I do for my first one? Oh, I did oncology. So I had oncology, and then I think I had my peds NICU 2, and then no, I'm wrong. Oncology, informatics, I think, then peds NICU 2, or maybe it was peds NICU 2 informatics. I don't remember the order. And then after that was, oh my gosh, my brain. ICU, which is pretty cool. I liked ICU. If I had it earlier in the year, I probably would have done opted to do a second rotation, but it was kind of hard because a lot of us have ICU at the end of the year, obviously, because it's like a tougher rotation, so you want to have it near the end of the year, which makes sense. I did not get the opportunity to, but in my PGY2, I'll have some more ICU experience, so that is good. And then I just ended off with another like supplemental informatics rotation, because my first informatics rotation kind of got cut short because I had like a lot of staffing that I had to do for like clinical related staffing, if that makes sense. Because usually on the weekends, and we would do this once every 4 weekends, we would do meds to beds staffing, which if you don't know what meds to beds is, it's kind of like retail pharmacy inpatient, if that makes any sort of sense. So patients who are discharging from the hospital can get their prescriptions through us at the hospital instead of going to like Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, you know, your pharmacy, Walmart, like your pharmacy of choice, basically. And it's just convenient for patients because literally on the way out of the hospital, they can just have their prescriptions with them. They don't have to go anywhere else. So I think it's a pretty cool program. However, it's quite stressful because there's only one pharmacist that works the shift. So when you have like 100+ scripts every day that all come through at the same time, it's kind of a lot. But it allowed, you know, me to practice my patient consultation skills. And the only way for that to work is via phone. There's no way like the one pharmacist can leave their station and go consult patients in person, because we also have to verify, like clinically review the meds, make sure they're appropriate, obviously, for the patient, and verify them, like look at the pill and the bottle and make sure that it's, you know, the right one. So it's via telephone, and then usually the technician goes up and delivers the medication. Though if like we're short-staffed, and sometimes I would do it just to help them out a little bit, because they're also very busy processing all these scripts through insurance. So I cannot grab this piece of hair. There we go, I grabbed it. Oh, it was, I mean, residency, yes, it was hard, but it was really rewarding to have such like great co-residents that I got to like partner with everything. And you know, like you're all going through something pretty tough together, so you're able to bond. So it was super awesome to be able to have 3 other individuals to talk to, hang out with, especially moving to like a new state. For those of you who are not familiar with my channel, I am from California and I am currently in Oregon. I've moved to Oregon to do my residency. So, I mean, granted, it's like 1 state up, it's like not that far, but I don't know anyone here. So it was super nice to be able to have like those kind of like built-in friends. And I'm so grateful that we all got along with each other really well and we all vibe with each other really well, which is super awesome because you never know how it's going to be, right? Could be one way or the other. And I feel super lucky that my co-residents are great. We've done a lot of things together. It was kind of harder near the beginning of the year when we were so busy because like licensing and whatnot. And then I was over here being super ambitious trying to get a lot of licenses. So it was tough. But at the beginning of the year-ish, we went to Crater Lake. That vlog actually just went up, so you can check that one out. I actually really like that vlog. I think it's really cool. So check it out. And then what else? We had a Friendsgiving, which was really fun. We had a great time in mid-year together. And then I had interviews the beginning of the like calendar year. So it was kind of dead for a little bit. But then more recently, as residency started to like die down and things were finishing and we were, you know, getting close to the end, we did a lot of like outdoorsy stuff. So we went to raft the Rogue River, which was super cool and super fun. And then we also went kayaking another weekend. I think it looks fine. I'm trying to see if there's any like straight pieces. We went kayaking, and then actually just yesterday, my co-residents and I grabbed some dinner. We were gonna try to go bowling, but the lane was closed, or all of the lanes were closed because there was a tournament going on. And so as a result, we weren't able to go bowling. So we got dinner, pondered what we're gonna do, and then we decided to go to the Family Fun Center where we did mini golfing and we did go-kart racing. So that was super fun. And yeah, we're basically done. Absolutely crazy. Man, this like shorter piece of hair is kind of at the awkward length where it goes out because of the way that it's curled, but it's fine. Okay, hair is done. It's gonna like go down a little bit. My hair kind of flattens really quickly, so I kind of curl it to be a little bit more curly, and then it will chill out. But I think I'm gonna do like a half up, half down kind of situation. So I'm gonna go like this and then have like the shorter pieces kind of fall out. We'll see how that looks, but I think that'll be cute. Yeah, I can't believe it's the end. It is the end of my residency. I mean, I still have one more year because I signed up to do a second year for a specialized experience, but yeah, it is like done. Okay, I think that's good. I kind of have, I don't know if well, actually it's not that straight. We'll see. So this is what the hair looks like currently. I think it's pretty cute. So I don't know what time it is, I don't have my watch on, but I think I'm gonna eat. Kind of let the hair sit for a minute, see if there's any pieces that I need to touch up. I'm already like identifying a couple that are a little straighter than I would want them to be, because I know that it will fall out. My hair is very fine, which you think means it would hold curls well, but it's also very like slick. very smooth. Therefore, it doesn't hold things. So, okay, I'm gonna eat now. And then I think I'm gonna get dressed and then I'll pretty much be ready. I might wanna clean up the area of my nails just because they aren't like perfect. I don't know if you can tell, it's like very blurry, but I think I'm gonna try to clean them up a little bit. And I will show you the final fit.